Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic is balanced diet. My name is Dr. Sabira Aalia Dkhar, demonstrator in the Department of Community Medicine, GMC, Srinagar. Before we go ahead with the presentation, let's have a look at this short video. Balanced diet is a diet which contains a variety of food in such quantities and proportion that need for energy and all the nutrients like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals is adequately met for maintaining health, vitality and general well-being of a person. This includes small provision for extra nutrients to withstand the need in future emergencies such as leanliness. Consumption unit. 1 unit of coefficient corresponds to energy requirement relative to that of a sedentary man, and 1 unit of coefficient responds to an energy requirement of 2320 kilocalories per day. This unit is the consumption unit, CU. The concept of consumption unit has been developed by ICMR for assessing the need of energy only. However, National Nutrition Monitoring Bureau (NNMB) has been using the CU for other nutrients and food items intake also, as intake per CU for nutritional surveys in India. Consumption unit. Here you can see a table which shows you the different consumption unit for different groups. Like the adult male, where his work is of a sedentary worker, is 1 consumption unit. Adult male with moderate work has 1.2. Adult male with heavy work has 1.6. Adult female who is a sedentary worker is 0.8. Adult female with a moderate work is 0.9. Adult female with a heavy work is 1.2. Adolescent between the age of 12 to 21 years is 1 consumption unit. Children from 9 to 12 is 0.8. Children of 7 to 9 years is 0.7. Children of 5 to 7 years is 0.6. Children between 3 to 5 years is 0.5 and children between 1 to 3 years is 0.4. Prudent diet. Prudent diet consists of dietary fats less than 30% and saturated fats of 10% energy intake. The protein content is 15 to 20%. More than 50% of calories should come from carbohydrates and rich in fibers and not much refined carbohydrate. It should consist of limited added sugars and include variety of fruits and vegetables and grains. The salt intake should be less than 5 grams per day. There should be no junk food or it must be reduced. The sources of rich in energy as fats and alcohol should be restricted. Dietary goals. The maintenance of a state of positive health and optimal performance in population at large by maintaining their ideal body weight. It ensures adequate nutritional status for pregnant and lactating women. The improvement in birth weight and the promotion of growth of infants, children and adolescents to achieve their full genetic potential. The achievement of adequacy in all nutrients and prevention of deficiency diseases. The prevention of chronic diet-related disorders. The maintenance of health of elderly and increasing their life expectancy. Dietary guidelines. Eat a variety of food to ensure a balanced diet. Ensure provision of extra food and healthcare to pregnant and lactating women. Promote exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months and encourage breastfeeding till 2 years or as long as you can. Feed home-based semi-solid foods for the infants after 6 months. Ensure adequate and appropriate diets for children and adolescents, both in health and sickness. Ensure plenty of vegetable and fruit intake. Ensure moderate use of edible oils and animal foods and very less use of ghee, butter and vanaspati. Avoid overeating to prevent overweight and obesity. Exercise regularly and be physically active to maintain ideal body weight. Restrict salt intake to minimum. Ensure the use of safe and clean food. Adopt right pre-cooking processes and appropriate cooking methods. Take plenty of water and take beverages in a moderation. Minimize the use of processed food which are rich in salt, sugar and fats. Include micronutrient-rich food in diet of elderly people to enable them to be fit and active. Recommended dietary allowance, also known as RDA, is the estimated amount of a nutrient or calories per day considered necessary for the maintenance of a good health by the Food and Nutrition Board of the National Research Council or the National Academy of Sciences. The RDA is updated periodically to reflect new knowledge. It is popularly called the Recommended Daily Allowance. The RDA of an individual depends upon various factors like age, gender, physiological stress, and activity. In age, an adult requires more calories than a child, whereas a growing child requires more calories per kg body weight than an adult. In gender, male with higher BMI require more calories than female. Physiological stress. Requirement increases in conditions of physiological stress such as pregnancy and lactation. Activity. Type of activity also determines the energy requirement. Body mass index. Body mass index, also known as BMI, is the value derived from the mass, that is weight, and the height of a person. The BMI is defined as the body mass divided by the square of the body height and is universally expressed in unit of kg per meter, resulting from mass in kilogram and height in meters. Body mass index. Underweight is less than 18.5. Healthy is 18.5 to 24.9. Overweight is 25 to 29.9. Obese is more than 30. Principles of planning a balanced diet. Balanced diet should provide 60 to 70% of calories from carbohydrate, 10 to 20% from protein, and 20 to 25% from fat. The energy from cereals should not be more than 75%. The diet should include 2 cereals in one meal. To improve the protein quality, the ratio of cereal to protein, that is to pulse protein, should be 4:1. 2 to 3 servings of pulses should be taken a day. The food guide pyramid. At the lower part of the pyramid, we have the bread, cereal, rice, and pasta group that is required in 6 to 11 servings. Second comes the fruit group or the vegetable group. The fruit groups comprises of 2 to 4 servings during the day, whereas the vegetable is 3 to 5 servings. Then comes the milk, yogurt, and the cheese group, which is required in 2 to 3 servings. The meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and nuts group required in 2 to 3 servings. The upper part is the fat, oils, and the sweet, which is used sparingly. The key is that the fat should be the naturally occurring and are not added. Sugar, the added ones. These symbols show that the fat and the added sugar combo mostly from the fat, oil, and the sweets, but can be part of or added to the foods from the other food groups as well. Here is an example of a balanced diet for an adult man. His mealtime consists of the breakfast, lunch, tea, and the dinner. The food group for the breakfast is milk, sugar, cereal, and pulses. For lunch is the cereal, pulses, vegetables, and milk. For tea it's the cereal, milk, and sugar. For dinner is the cereal, pulses, vegetable, milk in the form of curd, vegetables, and fruit. This is an example of a balanced diet for an adult woman. The mealtime consists of breakfast, lunch, tea, and dinner. The food groups: for breakfast it's the milk and sugar. For lunch it's the cereal, pulses, as well as vegetables and milk. For the tea it's the cereals with the milk and sugar. For dinner it's the cereals, pulses, vegetable, milk in the form of curd, and fruits. Balanced diet in children. It is divided into food groups. such as cereals and millets, pulses, milk and milk products, roots and tubers, green leafy vegetables, other vegetables, fruits, sugar, fat and oil which is in the visible form. This has been divided in the form of grams or portions and for different age groups like for infant after the stage of weaning, that is 6 months to 12 months, 1 to 3 years, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15 and 16 to 18. From the age of 10 to 12 and 13 to 15 along with 16 to 18 years of age group, they have been divided for girls and boys separately. Suggested food items for a non-vegetarian diet. The food items that can be deleted from a non-vegetarian diet and the substitutes which can be suggested for these deleted items are a 50% of a pulses, that is 20 to 30 grams, can be substituted for 1 egg or 30 grams of meat or fish, or an additional 5 grams of fat or oil. 100% of pulses, that is 40 to 60 grams, can be substituted for 2 eggs or 50 grams of meat or fish, or 10 grams of fat or oil. Assignment. Check your BMI and plan a balanced diet for yourself, keeping in mind your consumption unit. Write down in your notebook. I hope the concept of a balanced diet has been clear with this presentation. Thank you.